Hello guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to solve question number 11, paper 11, winter 20, question number 11. Let's start now to look at question number 11. It's related with a function. The first function is a quadratic, x squared plus 3, where is x more than 0. First, this represents the domain. In general, domain of the quadratic function, all the real number. If we start to sketch the graph of the quadratic function in general, where is x is belong to r, x belong to r, represent U shape, its vertex at 0 and 3 will be like this, 0 and 3. But it's written x more than 0. Before remove x belong to r. What is the domain of this function? X belong to r. What is the range? The range is y more than or equal to 3. But it's given x more than 0. X more than 0, only this part. What is the domain? The domain is given x more than 0. What is the range? Is still x, y more than 3 because it's not written equal. So the range is y is more than 3. This is the first information you have to know it. Second function. Second function is represent a straight line. It's a linear function. The linear function, if we start to sketch the linear function, it's a straight line. Its y-intercept at 1, and the gradient will be 1. So the line will be like this. Where is x belong to r? If it is written x belong to r, this is the domain, and the range in this case will be all the real number. But it's given not a straight line, it's a half of a straight line. You have to know the starting of this line or the ray. So I will remove the curve and start again. I know it's a straight line, but it's a start where is x is equal to negative half. When you substitute 2 times negative half plus 1, so the answer will be 0. So negative half and 0. Then draw the line, negative half and 0. So now, what is the domain of the given function? It's already given. This represents the domain. But what is the range? The range is y greater than 0. Because it's here written x is more than negative half and not written equal, it's better to show that this circle is not shaded. To show means is not included in the domain and is not included in the range. So now we defined the range and domain of each part. Let's now start part A. Find an expression for f g x. It's a composite function. We start to replace 2x plus 1 for x. To get f g x, the composite function, start to remove x squared and write g of x the whole squared plus 3. Substitute by gx, which is 2x plus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 3. You can expand and simplify if it is not written. Find an expression for f g x. This is the answer. If we try to expand and simplify, will be 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 plus 3. Simplify more. So the final answer would be 4x squared plus 4x plus 4. For part B, ask to find an expression for FG inverse and state its domain. First, I will write again FGX. Keep it in completing square form. 2x plus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 3. In general, this is a quadratic function. So what is the domain and what is the inverse? What is the range of this function? This function, if I ask about the range and about domain of this function is the range of G. Domain of this function is a range of G or parts of it. So in general, domain of the composite function is range of G. Range of G is y more than x. So the domain starts from x more than 0. This function is a quadratic. What is the range? So you have to know the vertex of this curve to know the minimum. The vertex will be negative half and 3. If you represent it graphically, will be negative half and 3. The function will, the composite will be like this. So what is the range? The range starts from 3. The range of this function start from y is more than 3. As we know, to ask to get domain of inverse is the range of the opposite, the function. So when I ask to get the domain, again, now I will start to get f inverse. If we start by writing the completing square form to x plus 1 all squared plus 3, then interchange between y and x and y, then try to find y subject. X minus 3 is equal to y plus 1 the whole squared. By taking a square root for both sides, positive or negative, x minus 3 is equal to y plus 1. Move 1 to the other side, negative or positive, square root of x minus 3 minus 1 is equal to y. Then divided by 2 or times half will be half multiplied by positive or negative square root of x minus 3 minus 1. This is the inverse of the composite. F, G, X all to the power of negative means the inverse of this function, but which sign you will take, positive or negative. If you will take the right side from the domain, we'll take it positive sign. So the final answer will be 1/2 square root of x minus 3 minus 1. He asked about the domain. So take the range, but write it x. So its domain will be x more than 3. Part C, solve the equation f gx minus 3 is equal gfx. We already have f gx. We'll write it. F gx 2x plus 1 all squared, 2x plus 1 all squared plus 3. It's already given minus 3 is equal gfx. We can find gfx. Substitute f and g will be 2 times x squared plus 3 plus 1. Expand, simplify, get a quadratic equation, solve it. 4x squared plus 4x plus 1, negative 3 and minus 3 is equal 2x squared, 2 by 3, 6 plus 1. Move to the other side, 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2x squared plus 4x minus 6 is equal to 0. You can divide it by 2, will be x squared divided by 2 divided by 2. You can use factorization, find the 2 factors, solve your equation, and find the values of x. X plus 3, x minus 1, answer 1 and negative 3. By looking at this value is not included in the domain of gx or gfx, so reject it. So the final answer only x is equal to 1.